When you first look at a girl and tell her, we're going to put you back into school and you don't have to work on the streets again, you don't have to sell yourself anymore, you're gonna go all the way through college, and she just starts crying because she knows her life has changed. I mean, that's when you know you've made an impact. And it might look small to other people, but to her it's her whole life that you've just altered, and that is making a difference. I grew up in Grand Junction. My dad started a church in downtown Grand Junction, and so I've been the pastor's daughter for majority of my life. It was really more of just like going through the motions of what that looks like. It never really was like my heart and my passion. In high school, my sophomore year of high school, we went to Kenya for a missions trip. My heart was broken really in the global perspective though, because I saw the people in the slums, and then there was a neighboring slum that was even bigger. So we were in Mathare, and then there was Kibera slum that had 1.5 million people in it. I was like, gosh, this isn't even the biggest slum in Kenya. And then I started thinking, well, there are other slums in Kenya. There are other slums in Africa. Oh my gosh, there are all these slums in the world. These girls in Kenya who are sitting in a room every day waiting for some guy to just give her the equivalent of 50 cents to sell herself. And then you do that again and again and again. And they have no fathers, they have nothing. They have nobody in their life who's gonna come in and intercede and say, hey, no, you have a purpose and you are important and you are a daughter of the King and you are loved and you have meaning. Nobody is gonna come in and say that for these girls. So She Has a Name is a ministry that helps girls out of poverty-based prostitution and back into education, back into school, because education is the way out of poverty. And we pay for any of the obstacles that might get in the way of a girl succeeding in her education, and we're sponsoring her all the way through college. And we currently have one girl taking her senior year exam in order to determine what college she'll go into, and then 2 girls next year who will be going into college. And we have a total of 5 girls right now, and a missionary over there giving up a year to serve for She Has a Name.
I've got a 70-year-old woman in our church who wants to go to Kenya so badly that she talks about it all the time, but I think she knows that she's probably never going to go. And she's not wealthy either, but she gives $15 a month to send a child there to preschool. I would say that it's worth it as well, because everything that a church family does regarding service, it's missional. And the beautiful thing about missions is mission clarifies call. And so even though I've got people in my church who don't really get to be face-to-face with Flora or Sharon or Lavinia or any of the girls that are in the program, they, by giving and by experiencing the stories that we're doing, participate in mission, and it clarifies call in their own life.
Love is a risk, and caring is a risk. And as churches, that's what we have to do, is be willing to step out and take that risk and take the chance that God may do something bigger, but He also may say, not yet.
How many people are involved in this, and how little there is to help or how little there is to get out. And like, God did not want His children being sold into sex. In the kingdom of heaven, little girls aren't getting raped. If you know the God I know, and if you have the heart that Christ has, and you have prayed for Him to break your heart, as his heart has been broken, then you work for his kingdom. That's just what happens. You do works because you have faith in a God who is great.